Hello. Bug and Alan, hello. Welcome in. Thank you for redeeming your daily star candies. And Bug, thank you for redeeming first. How are you guys? Here we go. I don't know why I left that there. Anyways, how are you guys? It was a very short weekend for me, so I feel behind and tired. But that's okay. Today is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter stream because, like I said, I'm tired and I just kind of want to relax a little bit. So, you know, got to Shadowbringers last night. Let's go! Staying ahead of me. How was post Stormblood? Yeah. I'm excited to get to Shadowbringers. I believe that is the next one, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah. Michelle, my love, welcome in. How are you? Kiko! Hooligan. Hooligan. I'm telling you, she's a hooligan. I appreciate the lurk. Thank you, thank you. Okay. We switch. Oh. Do you know what I haven't done? Uploaded my last one to YouTube. I gotta remember to do that. I enjoyed it. Opened up some more crafting and gathering quests. Let's go. So I'll be on those for a bit. Are you like, did you say you were like pretty caught up on your crafting stuff? Let me write down that I need to do what I just said. Does anyone else write like a to-do list every week? Is it just me? I feel like if I don't write myself a to-do list, I'm never gonna like get it done. Like even if it takes me a while, I still like to make my little to-do list and drag it on from like week to week. But let's go. Oh, I was about to say, I almost forgot where we left off, but we left off where, what's her name still doesn't remember anything, and then, she kind of escaped, for lack of better terms, I guess? Oh, it's lagging again. I don't know why. I need Beth over here to fix everything for me. I should go across. Oh, haha. Should have known. Should have known. Somewhat, there are tools that I need to get upgraded later, but I finished main quest lines for those and special orders for Heaven's Ward before. Let's go. Hey, you're already way far ahead of me. That's so exciting. I can't remember. Did you say, Alan, have you played this like in full before, or is this like your first like push through of the game? Flashback. Oh my goodness, is that my favorite Chaos? Welcome in. How are you, Chaos? It is so nice to see you.
What a pleasure it is to see you once more, Lord Hien. Not to mention my dear sister.
Wait, is this not a flashback? Oh, it's not.
A pleasure to see you too, Ambassador. Forgive us our late arrival.
I'm sorry you were still in the office, but you were almost done. You are almost there.
You have our people aboard the airship?
I see.
Exactly as agreed. We would leave you in no doubt as to the purity of our intentions. I dare say it was the self-same spirit of cooperation which prompted you to bring Yotsuyu here today.
Had to get cozy Kiko vibes, truly. I think she is currently sitting in front of her feeder.
Before excluding her from the exchange, I thought it only fair that you see her condition for yourself. Physically, she is in fine health, but her mind is unchanged.
So I see. But all need not necessarily be lost. In anticipation of this tragic turn of events, I took the liberty of inviting some special guests.
Oh no. Is he calling an airstrike? I think it's her father and mother.
Ah, Yotsuyu. You look well.
First push. Okay, started early last year. Okay, that's what I thought. Oh. Frog, hello, welcome in. Hope you are doing well.
Of all the people.
It's airstrike of the parents.
Something wrong,
Trauma
dear
strike.
sister? These are our beloved parents. Does not the sight of them bring back sweet childhood memories?
So her brother has always been a butt nut.
Gosetsu. I have to take this to Gosetsu.
Frog, you were low on the butt nut scale. Let's go. 71? Chaos.
It would seem my little surprise was not sufficient.
Checks out. 97. Now, hey, something's not adding up. You ever go no contact with your parents and then your brother forces you to see them in the prison exchange? No. But, like, it could happen to anyone.
You needn't glare at me so, Lord Hien. I merely did what any loving son would do for his family. Lest you doubt, I am content to leave the acting viceroy in your care. Pray, treat her as you would any daughter of Dorma.
I'm a cheeky little bee, but I'm also very sweet. Amen. Amen. That's what I will live by.
Do not grow too fond of this place, dear sister. You will come back to us ere long.
Live by Kiko, die by Kiko. Amen. As it should be.
We continue with the exchange as planned, then.
Very good. The structure across the river should serve our needs. We shall await you there with the conscripts. If you would bring your captives.
Agreed. Until then, Ambassador.
What a shady little guy. Chaos, I don't think you can go a stream without saying that my bunny girl is really pretty. But, like, understandable. I get it. I knew better than to trust Ashahi. But that was a dirty trick. Still unpleasant as it was, we have at least put the matter of Toyatsu's future to rest. I've sent her back to an enclave with Yugiri and given Gosetsu his precious chrysanthemum. Come, let us follow them. It's just physically impossible for me to not say that. Oh, nothing of consequences. Most like we can discuss upon our return. Cool, amazing. Not me bailing, truly. I think I might make that a redeem. No, like a goal at one point next year is like to actually cosplay my character. Have you tried Infinity Nikki yet, Frog? It's literally the only thing on my mind. I love Final Fantasy, and of course I want to play Final Fantasy, but I'm literally like itching to play Infinity Nikki. Here, where's bunny ears for part of stream? Truly, truly. I did add
Gosetsu, are you awake?
I did add like to my Ko-Fi, which I think I'm gonna maybe get it in the new year. Matching hats for Kiko and I, and they're like bunny hats. They kind of are like the God, what are those little collectible figures with all the like hats on them? Sunny Angels. Oh my god. It's like kind of like a Sunny Angel hat almost. And I was like, oh my god, this would be so cool. Yeah, I'm talking about you. You'll come say hi? Oh, I'm so addicted. Like, I'm a little tired, so this stream's gonna be short. I'm gonna go cook dinner, and then I'm gonna get on Infinity Nikki and be in my Discord. Like, there's no way. Yeah, so the 20,000 Super Tuna is just Jen singing it. I should really rename it. Barely, welcome in. Barely? Oh my god, Barely. God dang it.
Come in, come in.
Miggy, hello, welcome in as well. How's Infinity Nikki? I love it. So I played one of their previous games.
When Tsuyu returned, her eyes were red from weeping. She spoke not a word, simply sat and peeled some fruit she'd brought for me.
I played one of their previous games called Love Nikki. Well, that's too dang bad. And I like played that straight for like many years. So I knew I was gonna be addicted to it. So here we are. Will you wear... Wait, from what? Will you wear any of the dresses from Infinity Nikki? Oh yeah, I would. They're so cute. I would dress up as Nikki.
She then claimed weariness and retired to her chamber. Tell me, what happened to upset her so?
I gotta find good one. She's in her chamber. She's in her chamber after crying.
The ambassador arranged a surprise reunion with her foster parents.
She's
A
okay.
misguided attempt to restore Yotsuyu to her
Fuck
senses.
chaos. You wanna come here? Come say hi. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on.
It was plain their presence caused her great distress, but she seemed otherwise unaffected.
Yotsuyu was mistreated as a child, was she not? It was a cruel trick to use her tormentors like that, knowing the pain it could cause.
Chaos says he loves you. Sweet girl.
I like this Asahi less and less.
Be that as it may, he has agreed to allow Yotsuyu to remain with us in Doma. Our primary concern now is to hand over the prisoners without incident and bring our people safely home.
Yeah, I hope
There was
nothing goes
one
wrong.
other detail at the meeting which caught my attention.
Okay, speak your mind, Alfie.
I assume you all noticed the rather suspect crates within the castrum. The Imperials were quick to retrieve them afterwards, but I wonder.
Oh no. I
Out
agree,
with it,
Barely. I think we
You fear
should
they might contain bombs or war machines.
gang up on him and be mean to him. Very, very mean to him. Kiko lives. She's just sitting
If
here
the ambassador wanted me
looking
dead,
out the
he
door
has
at
had
her
ample
theater.
opportunity. No, assassination is not his intent, but we should be on our guard for other acts of treachery.
My lord, forgive me, but the Lady Yotsuyu, she's gone.
Oh no, she's not safe, Barely. She's not safe.
Gone?
I beg your pardons, my lords. I was certain she'd fallen asleep.
No, no, the responsibility is mine. 'Twas I who gave her a room instead of a cell. She may simply have wandered outside. We will organize search parties.
She just got back.
Might I call upon your assistance?
She was safe like 10 minutes ago. I used to directly threaten violence to my chatters when I streamed. You know, I feel like I should just start censoring myself a little bit since I am uploading this to YouTube. Even though I did say it is 18 plus. I still just think I should just censor a little bit. It's a setup.
Help! Help me!
This is a setup. This is a setup if I've ever seen one. I don't know. I have no idea what outfit I'd wear, Chaos.
If only I hadn't remembered.
This is the Enclave, is it? When the soldiers dragged us back to Doma, you were the last person I expected to see.
You're the bane of our existence, Yotsuyu! A font of misery! You couldn't even do us the simple courtesy of dying, could you? Oh, no. You had to live and taint us with the shame of your failure. We had a perfect life in the capital, and now they're making us wallow in this muddy ruin like common swine! I don't deserve this!
Now, dear, that'll do. There seems little point in berating the girl when she scarcely remembers her own name. Our time would be better spent contemplating how we're to survive this unhappy predicament.
Oh god, I hate these people.
You've kept your looks at least. I suspect you'd fetch a handsome price with the right buyer. Maybe enough to get us to Kugani and start a new business.
Why is she still holding it behind her back?
Ah, my beloved parents. No sooner do I wake from gentle slumber than the world returns in all its cruelty. Yes, this is how it always was. How it was meant to be.
I feel so bad for her, guys.
Very well. If I cannot escape my nature, then I shall embrace it. To the very depths I have sunk, my soul steeped in spite and rotten to the core. The self-righteous hide behind justice, but I need no such mask. Father, Mother, was it not you who made me into this monster? Who taught me the truth of this miserable world? For years I knew naught but the taste of pain and humiliation. But the time has come to savor my vengeance against Doma. Against all my enemies.
It reminded me of Team Rocket. Stop.
With you!
Yotsuyu! What?
I can't say that I don't support women's wrongs. That's all I have to say. When women wrong, most of the time, reason. There is reason. You know, like, truly, the close-up with the blood on the face, it gets you thinking.
Did
Ooh,
I not say
sheesh.
you would come back
Something
to
dropped.
us?
I have no idea what that was. I know, right?
Brother dearest, what a surprise.
Yeah, Kiko's just hitting stuff around, trying to scare me.
You always were a cold-blooded little worm. I doubt you thought twice about sending our parents to their deaths.
Your dagger yet drips with their blood, and you presume to judge me?
Yeah.
To be frank, I didn't think you had the strength to slay them so cleanly. A single thrust each. I'm impressed. But surely you can't be satisfied with murdering a pair of doddering elders. You yearn for a deeper vengeance, and the power to see it through.
We don't even get to see, I mean, it's presumed that she went with him, but
Please. I don't want to die.
This is me. Doop doo doo doop doo doo.
Any sign of her? What happened here?
Yeah, shouldn't have beat, abused, sold your child. Sold. Not sold your daughter just into
I
slavery,
knew what would happen if she
but to be a
recovered,
sex worker.
and still, I did nothing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You say she left with her brother? Whatever he wants with her, he was willing to pay for it with his parents' lives.
Escal, welcome in.
But this is neither the time nor the place. We must gather the others.
I hope she went with him just to kill her brother, and then she goes in hiding and lives in peace on a mountain, and Gotsetsu finds her, and they live in peace on the mountain in seclusion with a small village and just a happy, peaceful life. That's what I want. That's what I want for them. Wifey, welcome in. Beth, welcome in as well. Woof. Hian, you annoying during this arc. I know. Hian's just trying to do what he think is best, but oh my god. 24 months? I'm gonna yarf. I'm actually gonna yarf. That's insane. But he's a man in a position of power, truly. Is lame. Lame. I mean, I still have to support my husband a bit, you know? I have no idea what they're saying. 2B has joined the chat, truly. Oh, it went away. Guys, I truly feel weak right now. I carried up a lot of groceries, honestly. And I was trying to do it in one go, and I did it in one go. But every time, like, I put a lot on my left arm, and every time I go like this now, it's like, I can't, it's like heavy to lift my arm, and I'm like, oh. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, every day at work, truly. I know, I am gonna be buff from the groceries. I was literally thinking, I was like, well, here's my weightlifting for the day, I guess. I don't even have to go weightlift at the gym or anything. But if you go home now, you can go home and then continue to hang out with us in the comfort of your home with cats. I need to start working out. I'm an advocate for it now. I used to be like, it's fine, it doesn't matter. I love it. Genuinely, I love it. Fair, though, I think you're gonna go make Though, well, how long does it take for you to get home? I don't think I will. I'm never used to because my job was super physical. Now I just sit, yeah. That's been like a huge change over the years and something to get used to. Because I went from being like being in dance classes 24/7 pretty much, always running around, and then in college I was walking everywhere. I was like literally non-stop moving, and then when I got to young adult I was kind of walking, kind of not, like that. This is like my adjustment period, and then I got to a point where I was like, yeah, I gotta start doing something. Granted, that point was very abundant, very clear for me, but I used to carry 100-pound spools of cables and walk 25k steps a day. Oh my god. I just want to hit 10k steps a day. And I've thought about getting like a walker, like a walking pad at work, but it's just like, I don't know. There's a fight over a poll between Amric, Hien, Thancred, and ooh, for the best looking character. I can send you my walker Escal if you need it. I got you. Half price. No, actually, you know what? For you, Escal, free. I don't know who the best looking is. I don't even feel like I can like compare them because they're all like attractive in their own way. You know what I mean? Sign it for me though? Okay, will do. I'll sign it and like make sure to put like something over it so you don't have to worry about it like fading. Why is that in the water? Why do I have to go in the water to do this? I need to get tennis balls for it. That's no worries. I will send it with tennis balls. Easy, no problem. That's what clear coat is for. Exactly. Exactly. See, you understand. You get it. Boat, truly. Okay, cool. It is up here. I'm supposed to be like, I don't have to report to someone on top of it, and in the water, I'm gonna lose it because I just got out. Dear Lord. I'm always running all over for Hien. I'm tired of this. Like, they're placed in the absolute worst places. I hope you drive safe, Chaos. I will probably still be live when you get home. We shall see, though. Okay, I feel like I could swim across there, but I think it's gonna just take me for... Thoughts are happening. No, okay. I thought I could, like, dive. Oh, wifey! Hello. I forgot that I added that back. I want you to know that what is about to happen is Beth's fault. Did Beth mention it? Everyone getting into Christmas outfits and game and stuff, and here I am thinking about superhero cosplay. That's so funny, though. Maybe? You're like, wait, she did add this back. No, I can do it. I can do it. Just let me get over to this and I can... It's really not going to be hard to set up. I can do it. I do no longer have like a specific thing for it though, but easy enough to set up. Yeah, how many people do not know what Super Tuna is? I need to change the name, like I said, the name of the lower one. Well, we'll be doing it waist up pretty much because I'm in sweatpants and I just got home and jeans were on and I said no. I said these have to go, you know. Yeah, hard pants come off immediately. I do seek passage, thank you. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do Super Tuna at the end. So I can cut it out of my VOD and still upload it to YouTube. Oh man. I gotta go back. What's Super Tuna? Oh, Escal. You were in for a fun time. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Why is it... Oh. Escal, no. Yeah. I'm sure there's already a clip of it. Someone show Escal. There's definitely a clip of it somewhere. Yeah, people here don't look for it. Let's get this one. Beth, I truly need you to come over soon because now my videos are not downloading onto my computer. And now I can't upload to YouTube. And I don't know why. It's because I don't have any storage, but I didn't do anything. Like, I have not downloaded anything since... I don't know, man. I don't know. We just gotta figure it out. And last time I touched things, remember I said I went through and, like, was deleting things that I didn't think were, like, good. And then my whole, desktop page, all the games were, like, deleted. You know? Remember when I did that? So now I'm scared again. Amazing. You know, I did try to be proactive, and I had no fear. I was like, it'll be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. And then I learned. And it was nothing bad that happened. It was just annoying. But now I fear. Now I fear. So. Okay, I really hope we can find this woman tonight. Yeah, barely. You can use your mount. I've noticed in all places where monsters are, and since there's monsters there, or there were before, you can still use it. At least that's what I've chalked it up in my mind to be. Oh. Dear Lord. We are all assembled. Let's go. No. I hate.
At last, the hour has come. The conclusion to these negotiations will mark a new beginning for Dorma and the Empire.
Nubsado.
A first step on the road to peaceful
I'm
coexistence.
so sorry, Escal.
Indeed. We are ready to proceed with the exchange when you are.
Once Beth looks at my audio.
Forgive my curiosity, Ambassador, but is there a purpose to these containers you bring with you?
I will, I will get them to disconnect my, alerts and that from the audio that gets recorded. And then I can do it whenever. Because then I'm just dancing in silence, and that's just kind of funny as well.
They are filled with materials we hoped might be of use in Dorma's restoration. I meant to gift them to you at our last meeting, but we had so much else to discuss.
How very generous. I confess I had not expected such compassion, welcome though it is. But then I was also surprised by the news that one of our captives had delivered herself into your custody ahead of time. A minor discrepancy I shall overlook in the spirit of the occasion.
Get 'em.
Are you perhaps referring to me, Lord Hien?
Oh no.
Yotsuyu.
Orphan of the Nairi, widow of Sashihai, and acting viceroy of Dorma. You and your people are mine to govern, mine to punish.
I really thought she was gonna, like, turn over a new leaf, guys. I truly thought.
Well, it would seem your shattered mind is mended. As per our agreement with the ambassador, you are free to return with him to the Empire. Your authority as acting viceroy, however, is no longer recognized here.
position is not for you to decide, little lordling.
She sure is acting big.
All who resist the rule of the Empire must be purged. Such was the order given to me by Lord Xenos himself.
Well, Lord Xenos was purged, but also now he's not purged. So that is a little confusing. I understand.
I will reign here in this putrid, pestilent swamp until the last of you has been broken.
She's a victim of Doma. Yes, but I don't know. We were nice to her and took care of her.
This land shall know no dawn. I will spew forth darkness and drown all in eternal night. And high above you I shall shine, uncaring, cold and distant as the moon!
Yeah, she is the perfect example. I hate this man. She is the perfect example of the cycle of abuse, truly.
What has she done?
Well, she's about to become...
Gods. This is a summoning.
Yeah. It's okay. I've defeated many of these before. Her hatred and desire to burn it all down is entirely justified. No, I totally agree. I just wish she turned over a new leaf so we didn't have to fight her again, you know? Oh. She's beauty, she is grace. She's still pretty. She's still pretty to me. It was just not enough and too late. Truly. I do understand. I just don't want to fight her. That's my thing. God. What if I...
A dormant citizen has called forth an icon in direct violation of our primary agreement. The negotiations have failed. Abandon the captives and make preparations to withdraw.
Oh, what a little...
But Ambassador! Disobey me, Pilus, and you disobey the Emperor. Make preparations to withdraw! Now!
What do you mean? What if I went to what? I was gonna say, what if I, like... God, so pretty.
My lord, you must fall back!
You ask me to run?
Yeah.
Against such a foe, I would be more hindrance than help. The field is yours.
Yeah, get out of here, Hien.
We will withdraw, but not without our countrymen. I want every soul accounted for. Every soul!
My lord.
I was gonna say, what if I cosplay her?
I knew you would not flee.
God,
I see now the strength
hot,
which flows from that
hot,
baleful
hot.
But I am become Squeal,
She's also bunny.
goddess of the moon, and divinity.
The moon's a
of
bunny?
the
I knew it. I freaking knew it.
What power!
I clicked too
shall
fast.
plunge all I despise into darkness, and within that black abyss, even your light shall flicker and fail.
But like, what if we're the moon and the sun?
Come, Let us cast the stalks and look upon the fate of Dorman. I see a future in which the sun sets on this wretched land. Once and for all!
In Japan, the moon is a bunny? Wait, what? Or at least has a bunny in it? Wait, that's so cool. She predates Fiera in the game. And is a moon goddess, moon bunny, etc. Oh my god. We love it. I love to hear it. Oh, it's a duty. It's a duty. Oh, I see. I didn't even have to ask. The Aztecs and the Mayans talk about a bunny in the moon too. Wait, I had no idea. I'm gonna have to go look this up later. This is gonna be like my read later. Instead of a man in the moon, we see bunny making moon. Oh, love it. I love it. God, this might be my favorite. You were almost here and I screamed. Barely's doing God's work. Barely's like, oh, I know. I think the moon goddess in Chinese folklore has a pet bunny. I think you're right, Alan. Wow. Just moon and bunnies, man. Beth asked me to join, but I'm mid-dungeon. Oh, and metaphor and can't save. No, stay in there. We decided my computer would explode. Yeah, that would probably happen. Oh, I'm ready. I'm party leader. Okay. I only have that one selected. We are joining. Lead us to the hot lady. Of course. I don't know what that means, barely, but let's see. It's so pretty. Oh, okay. With the moon in the back too. I can't, guys. This is definitely my favorite design. Great googly moogly. It's all gone to shitnits. Oh, here we are. I never understand, like, I get, like, doing this is, like, their final trump card, but I don't know.
Oh, it's going to be a long night.
That was hot. Oh man, that was so quick. Wait, it still gives you nightmares? Okay.
Your death will be all the sweeter.
My girl is very powerful. Oh, you're a healer. Okay, that makes sense. I could see. Oh my god, is this her parents? No, it's not. Okay. I thought she like resurrected her parents for this, and I was like, oh. Oh, maybe it was her parents. Oh, oh. God, I don't like this. It's showing all her trauma. Obviously not all of it, but oh.
In darkness bleeds the spider lily. From mortal I rise anew. Refused with night, I shall prevail.
Oh, there I go. Don't forget to balance your stacks once the ground changes. Gosh darn it. Lab!
Suffused with night, I shall prevail!
I just assume that side is bad, but maybe not.
Your end is near. The sun's green, black tendrils No, not yet. Not yet. I'll grind you under my heel.
Okay, this music honestly reminds me more of like Nier music. Oh. White hair now. Yay! Let's go! Pain, truly. Thank you for joining me. Oh, I gotta give them... I'll give them the accommodation. The calm. I want to kill him! Why am I still just standing there?
You really must learn to finish the job.
You must really learn to stop
Tis
being
true
a...
that a gaudy mirror
White
and a
knight.
handful of crystals make for a feeble summoning. But even the weakest icon is a god of sorts. A threat that must be put down.
He's been waiting his whole life to do this. So real. He's been waiting his whole life to do this.
My, such hostility. These beings are the sworn enemies of the Empire. I merely did my duty as an Imperial officer.
Unfortunately, this is the most egregious. Why aren't I doing anything right now? Scene in the... Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Will you surrender to anger then? Slay an anointed emissary to avenge a fallen foe?
Ha! You cannot, of course! To do so would burn the bridges we have labored so hard to build.
What bridges?
Oh, but I'm forgetting. They're already ash. This doorman woman has seen to that. The Empire cannot ally itself with any nation that refuses to renounce summoning. I believe I was most clear on that point.
Look at the bridge is already burned. Why am I not throwing my scythe at him to cut him in half?
It should have
Lovingly.
been mine.
And not in the death manner, but death manner, you know?
The power he bestowed upon her. I should have been the one to govern Dorma. I would have repaid his faith.
Aye. Fucking hell. Heckle.
No one alive loves him more than I!
Oh. Gay? I hate him too.
This harlot
Welcome in,
betrayed
Kate.
his trust. Useless piece of filth. Worthless whore.
Oh. Oh. Was it his sister? I hope it was his sister.
Thank you, dear brother, for this precious gift. Vengeance. These people, our people, they ignore the corruption which festers beneath the surface. Cast aside that which is dirty and broken. Speak not of things which would disrupt their dreary little lives.
Oh no.
Like you, Asahi. Always pretending not to see. You were the first. The first I swore to kill. Such bliss. I had thought my hunger insatiable.
Truly,
But
an
now-
icon. I hope they put up a statue of
I am
her.
satisfied.
She did. She did deserve this moment.
You should feel honored, dear brother. I saved the last of my strength, just for you.
Oh. Me just over here in the corner like Truly, you could have ended your parents and him and then lived happily ever after with us. Olive would have been forgiven. Yeah, I don't know about the statue either.
What's the
I don't think
matter?
that's gonna go over well in Doma.
The Witch of Doma will soon be dead.
Always at the scene of the crime, truly. I always know.
Her happiness was never to be. Not in this world.
Aww.
I wonder, was the fruit as sweet as he remembered?
I hate his voice. Why am I not finishing him off? Shut up! He needs to shut up. Maybe this is gonna spoil for me. Yeah. That little butt nut's alive. This is helpful information, though. This is helpful information.
Asai, you were born of Doma.
Well, apparently, he doesn't have a flat, but according to your dumpy, Kate, so.
Yes, my lord. I am honored that you would remember me. How may I serve?
You are hereby appointed Ambassador Plenipotentiary, and empowered to speak with the voice of the Emperor. Return to your native land of Doma, and announce your intention to sue for peace.
For peace?
Once negotiations are underway, you are to locate the acting Viceroy.
She lives? That is to say, I will, my lord.
It wasn't my choice that I have that emote.
When you have found her, you will initiate a ritual to call forth an icon. I will instruct you in the necessary steps.
Oh, my guy's chesting right now.
Is unreliable. But as a child raised to believe in the Kami, she will serve as a vessel for one of the Kojin's gods. She need only wish it to be so. The power will seem a gift, but the icon's essence will consume her. She will be no more than a husk, a slave to whim and desire.
Oh.
My lord, ever since the day you saw fit to save my miserable life, I have dreamed of repaying your benevolence. Upon my honor, I swear to devote myself wholly to your service.
Wait, how
All
close?
that you command will be done, no matter the cost.
Like, finish it this stream close?
But I fear the subtleties of your plan yet elude me. From the reports I have heard, the champion who aids the Doman resistance would make short work of a single icon.
I might pass you in a month?
The
Oh my
icon
god.
is merely a message. The pacifist teachings of the populares spread through this city like a plague. And I
guess I do, like,
people of the threat we face.
Play this game super fast. At least MSQ.
You will be my chosen agent. The hand which tolls the warning bell. The salvation of this world will not be won through the signing of treaties.
Oh my god, get out of here. You almost died once.
Your chosen agent.
Oh my god, he's gonna get...
I will not fail you, my lord.
Well, kinda not.
My master, Lord Xenos, he will come for you.
He's there. Still close, yeah. I am very close.
You have prevailed, I see.
Of course I have Ian. Oh no.
She is gone.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, my guy.
Wherefore did the Kami spare us, only to inflict this pain?
It's so she could kill her brother. Yeah. Honestly,
Death shall not want for company this day. You
if
spared
I
us
was
a
like
worse
more
disaster,
attached to him as a character,
but
I'd be
I fear
sobbing
our
like a
fledgling
baby.
peace with the Empire was beyond saving.
Lord Hien!
Oh my god.
Maxima, is it not? I assumed you long fled.
I entertain thoughts of escape even now. But our negotiations have yet to reach a satisfying conclusion. The ambassador insisted that the summoning spelled an end to our mission here. But it seemed to me there was more to the tale.
Okay.
I have heard tell of this power you wield. And in your vision, you witnessed Lord Xenos giving these orders.
Correct.
But how can that be? Xenos is dead. He took his own life after the battle in Alamigo. I saw his body with my own eyes.
I did too.
Forgive me, but Lord Xenos is very much alive. He granted our party an audience prior to our departure. That he was gravely wounded is certain, but his recovery appeared to be proceeding apace.
I'm afraid I share Lord Hien's confusion. The man's death was confirmed and his remains interred. These are matters of public record.
I have no doubt you believe what you say. But what then is the explanation? That an imposter has infiltrated the innermost circle of the Imperial Corps? The idea is inconceivable, absurd. But worthy of investigation nonetheless. Our movement can ill afford to have a highly placed pretender undermining our efforts.
Your efforts may yet bear fruit. Tell me, what is to become of our prisoner exchange? Though we have already taken custody of our conscripts, we have yet to release your Imperial comrades. Do you still intend to collect them?
Yes. As the late Ambassador's second-in-command, it falls to me to speak on the Empire's behalf. And I'm happy to confirm our intent to proceed according to the original agreement.
Then let us be about it. 'Twould be a pity to abandon such a promising beginning.
Indeed. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. As soon as our people are secure aboard our airship, we shall depart straightways for Garlemald.
Tread lightly, Pilus. I sense treachery awaits you there.
Okay. I kind of... Pilus isn't bad.
Might I accompany you to the capital?
Alfie. What are you gonna do there?
You gone mad?
Yeah. Yeah.
Imposter or no, if Xenos was instructing Asahi on the finer points of ritual summoning, without our knowledge and expertise, our new friends will be hard-pressed to contend with a foe for whom death is but a minor inconvenience. They need our help.
Were you indeed willing to share your knowledge of this enemy, we would not shun your counsel.
I feel like
You
your
truly meant to do
emperor
this?
would.
In full knowledge of the danger.
I have seen the Warrior of Light risk her life on countless occasions.
Okay, Alfie.
Next to her, I'm scarce more than a distraction on the battlefield.
Alfie, let's talk this out. Now I'm gonna
In the meeting
go.
room or the audience chamber, there I can make a difference.
Oh my god,
I can
is
strike
that when the
bargains,
next story
forge
starts?
ties, and change minds. And where better to do these things than in
Because they're
home
the
without
Shadow
all them.
Bringers. This is your moment. I believe in you, Alfie. I don't. I'm sorry, Alfie. I truly don't.
'Tis not for me to stop you. But I would have you consider an alternative arrangement. Rather than braving the Empire as a simple traveler, go forth as an emissary of Doma. Such a position should offer you some measure of protection.
Go then. You've obviously made up your mind. Just try not to do anything reckless, all right?
Oh gosh.
I shall be on my best behavior. Farewell, my friends.
Ivan, thank you for the raid, bestie. How are you? Hi, I'm Kira. I'm a variety streamer, even though my variety right now is mostly Final Fantasy XIV. What were you playing, Ivan? It's so nice to see you. Dylan, welcome in as well. And Michelle, hello again. Oh my gosh, long time no see. Oh, Marvel Rivals just came out. Yes. I've been seeing a lot of people really like it. I'm gonna definitely have to check it out. It doesn't seem like something I'm gonna get super into since I've never been into Overwatch, but I think I could see myself playing it with friends. Your variety is that you play Final Fantasy in different ways. Exactly. I play different from anyone else because I don't read. Oh. Who needs reading anyways? Exactly, Ivan. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
How often have I imagined this moment? Thank you for helping it come to pass.
Dan, hello, welcome in. I know you did in a little while, but every time I see it, I'm like, sheesh, Ivan, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. I think this is one of my favorite hairs I've done, but I say that every time I do my hair. I just like changing it, you know? Aww. At least you don't have like hair you hate when you change it, truly. That's only happened to me once, and I fixed it within like 3 days. Yes, Ivan, please lurk, please raid and run, do what you gotta do. If anyone else is raid and run, please go. I totally understand. Thank you for the raid again, I appreciate it.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, he's got his battle uniform back on. Oh!
Gosetsu, your hair.
My friend, what have you done?
Yeah. What is going on? Minsk!
An old man who cannot raise his blade has no place in the service of a young lord. Thus did I decide to devote my remaining days to pilgrimage. I will walk this land, offering prayers of repose for all the souls who left this life in suffering.
What a 180, man.
All of them?
Safe travels. He's made up his mind.
A fulsome Farewell makes for an enjoyable journey.
He's
Scarcely
grown.
have we said our goodbyes to Alphino, and you leave us too. But 'tis well that my companions find their own way forward. I must endeavor to do the same.
I have faith that you will find the best path for Doma without me, my lord. Pray forgive me this last act of selfishness, and grant me your blessing.
Well, technically you were dead.
You have earned it 1,000 times over. Go in peace, my friend. I shall make of Doma a land where children laugh and none need live in fear.
There is no better way to honor those who went before.
Oh.
And with that, I take my leave.
I'm sad. Everyone just left. Everyone's like, bye. I'm gonna go do this. Ay, ay, ay. Which is understandable. It all makes sense. But... Wow. Yeah, I was pretty sure we're gonna go back home. I got more important things. See ya! Truly. They're like, bye! We gotta go on our own quest now. Like, okay, fine. We must inform them of what has happened in Doma. Oh no, something bad's happening here. The music's never good. Never good when that music starts. Alright, let's go figure out what is happening around here. I'm guessing this is the last little area I have to work through to then get to the next one. Can I... It looks like I can probably just go through here. Please last until the end. I would appreciate it. So close. So close. I guess I do have to go this way, though. I was thinking I could go through there, but definitely cannot pass that, so I'm gonna have to go up and around this way. And I think I remember what this is. It's like a little fort, almost. All right. Yep, this is exactly what I thought it was. Oh. Oh, a minotaur. Hmm. Crazy. My guy, don't fight him. I might have led him straight to you. Oh. This way. Please leave me alone. Dang, in the middle of nowhere? Oh, cutscene. Are they gonna be talking? I think so. Oh,
Oh dear. We seem to be missing a corpse.
Yeah. Motherfuckman.
Well, it must be somewhere. I only hope it isn't walking around.
Oh, is this Xenos? Xenos is... Who's that? There's no corpse, then we are to conclude that the rumors are true. Yeah, this was Xenos' grave. I'm pretty sure that's not big enough for him, but it's fine. So that guy's like finally like, oh, they found out. Ha 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 type thing, you know? Oh, I haven't seen her in forever. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. We cannot suffer icons to exist. Was I not clear on this point? More than clear. The icons in questions was summarily dispatched by the Warrior of Light. The summoner is dead, and the rite beyond repeating. Everything proceeded according to plan. Every party behaved exactly as required. What? Who was his mother? That's what I want to know. My methods may seem extreme, but there is no cause for concern. I work only to ensure the salvation of this star. Dad and son are fighting. What are you doing fiddling with that thing? This guy is who? I asked you a question, soldier. Okay. That seems a little aggressive. Have you lost your mind? I think so. Oh, wowzers. A new villain. Or maybe an old one. I don't know yet. Maybe a good guy? I have lost many things, but my mind is yet my own. There upon the stage I stood, prepared to take my final bow, only to find that the finale was but an intermission. He's a theater kid. Shall I use this chance to repent for my sins, embrace goodness and mediocrity? Nay, I think not. While the one I yearn to face yet lives, the hunt must go on. Who? Who are you? Oh, that's fun. Fly, fly, fly away. So evil. Crazy. I want to know who that is. A new person has entered the chat. Hold on. Upon sitting at the table, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside efficient time to view these scenes. So, is this the end? Is this the end of a post? Ooh. Hit my mic. No. Oh my god. Several cutscenes, I know. The 4.5, this is insane. Why am I getting this many cutscenes if it's not the end? Rioting. Rioting, truly. The 0.3 patches are like the 0.3 patches are like always the biggest ones. Oh, okay, okay. So this was summoned in a much same manner. Okay, yeah. Given the danger they represent, it may behoove us to begin a catalog of such relics. I really want to skip. I will pin you a letter, Lord Hien. Greetings. Could it be that I am in time for tea? Long cutscenes build character, truly. Truly. I'm trying my best. It certainly looks that way. Come on, sit down and tell us how your investigations went. After you left, I went about questioning Bloodhouse gravekeepers. They all told much the same story. Once Lise and her officers had confirmed Xenos dead, his corpse was interned under the strict supervision. There seems to be little reason to doubt that their testimony at this point, but when I mentioned the defacement of Xenos' grave, accounts grew rather more vague. None reported to having seen any suspicious persons. Okay. By that stage, Twist's corpse was already missing, assuming Xenos... If A was a fervent devotee as you believe, he would not have been fooled by an impersonation, however committed. We must assume that we are dealing with, But the question is how many more such monsters are waiting for Alfie and Garlemald. Their presence was his chief reasons for going. He understood the risk. I only hope he did not underestimate the extent of the infestation. Oh, cut to Alfie. Meanwhile, on the Imperial Hypersonic Assault Craft LXX, I think that was 19. No, 24. 25. 25. Master Alfie, we are making good speed towards the destination. Is aught amiss? Nay, 'tis just... I can see naught from my cabin. I was curious to know the land over which we flew. I'm afraid our military crafts are built with little thought for such niceties. Okay. You want to get on Valo and blow this joint? Mayhaps. Don't hate me. Oh, I have to click through it all again. Oh, no. I didn't know it'd do that. I gotta run for a podcast meeting. Save Super Tutor for next time, maybe? If not, just clip. I can save it for next time. Do not worry. Since you are not here, I will save it. Since you are the one who redeemed it. But please do remind me. I will remind you. Amazing. Okay. We already read all this. Oh, we did not. Report. We're under attack, sir. Magitech armor not visible this. What? What, Beth? I know. We're going to Hot Pot this Saturday. I'm very excited about it. The main reactor's been hit. Helm unresponsive. We're going down, sir. Damn it. They knew exactly where to hit us. All hands, brace for impact. Yeah, because it's probably one of your people. Oh! Okay, why didn't you step back? Why wasn't he stepped back? Glad to have you back, Master Alfie. We have landed in one piece, more or less. This is kind of scary. Is damaged and the ship is filling with smoke. We must gather the survivors and get out while we still can. HPG, Hot Pot Gang. Proceed. Oh my god. It's because I'm in a party. I'm gonna scream. At least I know I can skip. This is what I get for clicking too fast. There we go. Okay, here we go. I was waiting you to find out. You know, wait, I play as Alfie? Oh no. A white sand desert. The airship wreckage? I'm gonna have to destroy it? Hilarious should be a term, truly. Okay, so I can't go that way. Okay, maybe I do. I'm confused. Oh, I have to... Okay, I see. I thought this was a person. I'm gonna be so real. To heal which one? To heal who? Oh my god. Okay, the one over here. I can't. Chaos, welcome back. Oh, it's fine. The prince. To parlay. I fear. Ready weapons. What is this? Okay, okay. Can I please have a moment? Gotta heal myself. Gotta heal myself. Can we come over here, please? This is probably why. The book is as big as he is. I don't want to catch a nasty case of death from all that hurting, truly. Dang, they truly sent it in so much. Confound it, not here, not like this. Oh. What? Who in the Emperor's name? Enemies of our enemies. Introductions can wait, truly. You are calm in a crisis, Master Alfie. Let us finish this then. Oh, the amount of crisis this man has seen. Gosh, being healer is hard. We love ninjas. Yes, we do. Truly, truly, you're right. I don't understand what just happened. I don't think I did that. Oh, I did that fine. It just didn't happen yet. Healer controllers a plan. I'm glad I can't heal enemies. Truly. I think if I could heal enemies, I would be definitely in trouble. Because sometimes I do accidentally click the wrong thing. And it be like that. And it do be like that. My thanks. Your intervention proved most timely. Well, well, I do not think to meet an Eorzean in this place, let alone a scion. You know of me, sir? I have a small history with your order. But I would speak of the present. Know your assailants and the severity of your predicament. The soldiers bore the sigma of the Emperor's personal guard. And I could venture a guess as to their motive, but you yet have us at a disadvantage, sir. Will you not tell us who you are? Our names are not yours for the answering. And as for our purpose, let this be your answer. An Asian mass. Asian. The face of our prey. We must away before more arrive. Come with us or stay, but make your choice now. We go! Is this Dune? Even should we manage the long trek out of the burn and secure passage to the capital, we would no doubt be greeted by the Emperor's guard. Indeed, we accept your gracious offer. Yeah, what are we gonna call you? Shadow Hunter. They're the Shadowbringers. I can't. Come. Well, I guess the Shadowbringers are the Asians. If they're the Shadow Hunters. Oh. My guy's got a count going. As she's daydreaming. As much as I wish it were otherwise, there is nothing we can do for Alfie, but now we must pray for his success. Well, that is not entirely true. While your brother journeys to Garlemald from the east, I could make my way there from Alamigo and find out what there is to be learned in the Empire's western provinces. Then I'm coming with you. I can't very well sit here sipping tea if there's an action to be taken. You could have gone with your brother. Coochie Grandma, welcome in. Forgive me, Alice, but the provinces are hostile territories, and stealth is all important. It is safer that I go alone. I could sneak well enough when in this situation depends it. Don't patronize me. We should leave this to Thancred. Not you too. I understand your frustration, Alice, but Clara has the right of it. We must defer to Thancred's expertise on this matter. Fine, I just promise you'll be careful. I think that's a high mass count. Yeah, it is a higher mass count than me. I think I'm 3? Maybe 2? I think it's 3. And not like a high up one. He had a high up one. I earned the emote ponder. Amazing. I love pondering things. Dear God. It kind of scared me for no reason. Dear Lord, that's so much money. Nope, I do not. Okay, guys, I think we're gonna end it there today. We're gonna take a moment and we're gonna end it there. The one we blasted and the twins at Heavensward? Wait, what? What's your favorite city and why is it? I don't want to pick a favorite city yet until I've seen them all. Asians killed. The one we blasted and then the twins. Yeah. Okay, yeah, 3. Ashley. Thank you guys for being here. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate your support always. Let's find a wonderful friend to raid into. Do we have a preference? Maybe we're gonna raid into... I feel like I just raided into them. We're gonna raid into a Toasted Latte. They are great. I met them at TwitchCon and they're super, super sweet. They are playing Infinity Nikki. Which is a game I'm obsessed with right now. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And I will see you guys again this Wednesday at 5:30 Eastern Time. We're going to be continuing with Final Fantasy post Stormblood. Hopefully we can go ahead and wrap up post Stormblood next time? Question mark? Maybe. Yeah, if you don't know when I'm gonna go live, I normally post on my socials. I kind of post, sometimes I go live randomly, so you know, there we go. If you guys could stick around for the raid, I'd greatly appreciate it, and let's send all of our love on over to them. Yeah, and I will see you guys Wednesday to finish up post and get into Shadowbringers? Maybe. Okay. I will see you guys soon. Michelle, thank you for being here. Moaf, thank you for being here. Kate, thank you for being here. Chaos, Erica, Beth, Kuchi, Barely, Anyone else who is still here lurking, I appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you guys next time, and we will do Super Tuna next time. Okay. Bye, guys.